And welcome back. Here on the program on Mondays, we like to hear from the Alliance for the Future of Agriculture in Nebraska, or AFAN. AFAN is connecting us now with a big news story in the world of agriculture.
The Greater Fremont Development Council says Costco Wholesale Corporation has selected Fremont as the place to build a state-of-the-art poultry processing complex. So joining us now with more on this big announcement is Doug Creel, and thank you for being here today, Doug.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So this is a big deal. Tell us more about it. More jobs coming to Nebraska.
Yeah, we are estimating about 1,100 jobs associated with the plant, the hatchery, and the feed mill, as well as about 100 producers, which would be farmers in the community around Fremont that would produce the poultry for us.
This is really amazing, and I think we might have a little bit of some figures, statistics that we could show full screen about that, but apparently it's going to have a $180 million capital in the region, just a big deal for the Fremont area. And Doug, this is also going to be a big deal for farmers as well, poultry farmers. Maybe tell us a little bit about, we could talk quite a bit about this, about how poultry farmers are really going to have an advantage here maybe.
Well, it will help the farm community here in Nebraska differentiate and diversify from corn production or soybean production and add poultry to that. We are setting this up where the houses or barns, as they call them here in Nebraska, would be a 4-house facility. Approximately 180,000 chickens would be included in that, and preliminary would after capital investment and their expenses included interest income, that would provide them with approximately $100,000 plus per year, which is a very good return on investment for them. We need to build 400 houses. 4-house unit is probably going to be in the range of capital investment of about $1.5 million. We will offer those producers a 15-year contract, which is very unique in the poultry industry. That's a long-term commitment that we are making to them to guarantee that we will continue to do the business for 15 years. This contract will then be automatically renewed after that, so that we're here for a long term.
That's good to know. And again, this is just kind of a big opportunity for local poultry producers, correct? Or is this?
Absolutely.
This is for Nebraska farmers?
Yeah, this is Nebraska farmers. We have set a radius in proximity to our plant for transportation purposes, but this will reach out into about a 5-county area around the greater Fremont.
Excellent.
Great.
And we've got more questions for you, so we'd like you to stick around for a little bit longer, and we can talk a little bit more.
Good.
And kind of get some more information about this big announcement that really is going to have an impact on Nebraska. We appreciate it. Thank you, Doug.
Okay, thank you.
And we're going to be right back after the break. And welcome back to Pure Nebraska. This is part 2 of our Alliance for the Future of Agriculture in Nebraska segment. In our last segment, AFAN connected us with word that Costco Wholesale Corporation is going to build a poultry processing complex in the Fremont area.
Yeah, this means hundreds of new jobs for Nebraskans, and it means that there will be new opportunities for farmers as well. So here to talk more about this is Doug Creel. And Doug, why did you choose Dodge County for this plant?
The process was done through a consulting firm out of Chicago who looked at multiple areas and kept drilling that down. And some of the things they wanted to have locally was grain, and Nebraska seems to have a lot of grain, and then water, employees, and then a good community that would want this in their area. And so we're trying to do the right thing with this. So as that process of elimination became, one of those that was #1 on the list was Nebraska, and then was narrowed down to the Fremont area.
All right. And this is going to have a big impact on local tax bases.
Yeah, absolutely. The total revenue for the state of Nebraska that this will generate will be $1.2 billion. And that's estimate now, but where the chicken houses are built will also increase that tax base for those particular counties, and we're estimating that around the Fremont area there'll be 5 or 6 counties involved in this building process. We're going to build, as I said earlier, 400 total houses. We will invest about $180 million in the plant, but the growers who participate in this will also spend about that same amount of money just building that infrastructure that we need. So that's another $180 million.
Wow. All right.
So then, Doug, where do the chickens go after that? I mean, who will sell them? Will it be Costco primarily?
Yeah, our product is about 80% dedicated to Costco, which will be sold through their wholesale stores. There are products that will not be sold, the other 20%, and we will sell those on Costco's behalf. That part of the chicken that is not deemed edible will be cooked and end up as feed byproducts, feather meal, meat and bone meal. So we use all of the chicken.
Doug, we got about a minute left. I know there's always been a little concern about avian influenza, those types of issues. What's being done to make sure that doesn't become an issue with this operation?
USDA requires that all chicken be pre-tested prior to slaughter, and that includes testing for pesticide residue and avian influenza. All of these have to pass with no positive test results before they are slaughtered. If they do test positive, there is another procedure for retesting that's very stringent that we have to go to. But all birds prior to slaughter are tested for avian influenza and pesticide residue.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Doug. And I know a lot of people played a role in this, including AFAN, and a lot of local officials helped to bring this together into fruition. And so we appreciate it, and great to know that you're coming to Nebraska.
I just want to add, the reception that we've had in Nebraska, and I've done this with other companies, has just been absolutely unique.
Well, good to know. Well, thank you, Doug.
Okay, thank you for having us.
Appreciate it.